August 2025 brings an exciting and unpredictable ride for the financial and crypto markets, with the stars signaling both challenges and opportunities. Early in the month, emotions may run high and confidence could dip, especially for altcoins, as Venus clashes with Saturn and Neptune, so it's a good time to be cautious with risky investments. Around August 9th, a powerful full moon in Aquarius could shake things up, possibly leading to sudden market moves. Thankfully, mid-month brings a brief boost in optimism when Mercury goes direct and Venus meets lucky Jupiter, which might benefit creative crypto projects like DeFi and NFTs. Later in the month, the Virgo new moon encourages practical thinking and smart strategy, but some surprising events or hidden information could still cause short-term volatility, especially in Bitcoin. As Venus enters Leo, there's more drama and passion in the markets, which could lead to bold moves or hype-driven trends. The month ends with fresh energy and big ideas as the moon grows in Sagittarius, supporting long-term innovation, especially in areas like AI and Web3. Welcome back. In today's video, we're exploring financial astrology and the key astrological events in August 2025 that may impact Bitcoin, XRP, altcoins, gold, silver, and the DXY. We are offering insights for both experienced traders and those interested in financial astrology. However, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own research. Now join us on this crypto astrology journey and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Moon in Scorpio, August 1st, first quarter moon. The first few days of August 2025 open with emotionally intense and potentially destabilizing energy in the crypto markets. The month begins with the Sun in Leo, illuminating Bitcoin's first house and XRP's 12th house. This suggests a strong sense of identity and visibility for Bitcoin, ideal for brand growth and media buzz, while XRP operates more behind the scenes, possibly linked to secret deals, accumulation, or legal positioning. However, the ongoing Mercury retrograde in Leo until August 11th casts a shadow over clarity and trust, especially for short-term traders. Expect misinformation, delays in transactions or news, and mixed market signals until this clears. Communications from major institutions or regulators may be confusing or misleading during this time. The moon's transit through Scorpio, culminating in a first quarter moon on August 1st, amplifies psychological pressure and exposes deeper market fears. Scorpio energy is associated with control, secrecy, and transformation, factors that often surface in crypto through fear-driven reactions, sudden reversals, or manipulation by large players. For Bitcoin and XRP, this can translate into exaggerated volatility, with Bitcoin showing sharp moves triggered by investor uncertainty and XRP reacting more from behind-the-scenes regulatory or institutional shifts. Venus in Cancer forms three challenging aspects during this period, square to Saturn and Neptune, and a quincunx to Pluto, creating a wave of distrust and emotional unease in the market. These Venus aspects erode investor confidence and introduce distortion in perceived value, particularly affecting altcoins. Retail investors may become overly reactive, chasing false rallies or pulling out of positions prematurely. Lower-quality altcoins may suffer the most, with losses driven by emotional selling and weak support levels. Even strong projects could experience temporary setbacks due to the lack of conviction in the broader market. Mars remains in Virgo until August 6th, stirring insecurity and quick reactions in Bitcoin's second house of value. This may cause price dips or rapid corrections. For XRP, Mars energizes the first house, prompting aggressive moves tied to legal developments or leadership shifts. Results could be mixed, but resilience is possible. Utility-focused altcoins tied to analytics, security, or data may do well, while overhyped or unfocused tokens could decline. Mars in Virgo's quincunx to Chiron on August 2nd further complicates the picture. This aspect introduces frustration in execution and a sense of vulnerability in decision-making. Traders may struggle with discipline or second-guess their strategies, especially if they've been impacted by recent losses. With Mars in Bitcoin's second house of value and XRP's first house of identity, this aspect could trigger price pressure or concern about reputation, especially in relation to financial security and utility narratives. In the background, during the whole month of August, Jupiter in Cancer supports long-term investment optimism but does so subtly while in the 12th house of Bitcoin, suggesting more gains behind the scenes than in public charts. Saturn and Neptune retrograde in Aries, Bitcoin's 9th house, may signal delays or uncertainty in global regulation and philosophy of crypto adoption, which can cause temporary uncertainty or policy-related bearishness. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius continues to push transformation in partnerships, institutional structures, and blockchain networks. These are deep, ongoing processes that set the tone for 2026. As fear escalates in the crypto space at the beginning of August, traditional safe haven assets like gold and silver may see modest gains, attracting capital from risk-averse investors. The dollar index, DXY, may also experience a temporary bounce, adding to the downward pressure on digital assets. Overall, the period of the Scorpio moon, August 1st to 3rd, is characterized by a bearish tone, with a market confidence score of 410. Traders would be wise to stay defensive, avoid impulsive buys on early dips, and wait for clearer signals after the emotional volatility begins to settle. Moon in Sagittarius, August 3rd, 5. The waxing gibbous moon's transit through Sagittarius brings a noticeable shift in sentiment across the crypto markets. After the emotional and tense Scorpio phase, Sagittarius energy injects optimism, boldness, and a renewed appetite for risk. This fire sign is known for its forward-thinking nature and willingness to explore new territory, which can support short-term recovery in major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, especially if price levels have managed to hold above recent support zones. For Bitcoin, with the Sun and Mercury retrograde both in Leo, its first house, the focus remains on identity, direction, and self-confidence in the market. The Moon in Sagittarius creates a trine to Leo, helping amplify enthusiasm and visibility. Bitcoin may attract renewed attention from retail investors and short-term traders looking for momentum trades. The tone is cautiously bullish, particularly for larger cap coins and projects with strong narratives or fundamentals. Altcoins, especially those associated with decentralized finance, DeFi, or cross-chain infrastructure, could see a speculative boost during this period. However, with Mercury still retrograde, sentiment may shift quickly, and any rallies are vulnerable to fake-outs or sudden reversals. XRP, positioned in its 12th house with the Leo Sun and Mercury, may struggle to keep pace with Bitcoin and more speculative altcoins. Investors may remain cautious due to regulatory or institutional overhang. Precious metals like gold and silver are likely to remain stable, possibly posting small gains as they hold ground against a slightly weakening U.S. dollar. The dollar index, DXY, could begin to soften as investors start rotating capital into risk-on assets. Overall, the Moon in Sagittarius between August 3rd to 5th carries a moderately bullish tone for crypto markets, with a market sentiment score of 6 out of 10. It presents opportunities for tactical swing trades but requires awareness of resistance levels and continued macro and emotional crosscurrents. Moon in Capricorn, August 5th, 8. Mars enters Libra, August 6th. Market sentiment score, 310, fear spike bearish risk. Between August 5th and 8th, the Moon transits Capricorn, laying the emotional groundwork for one of August's most volatile market phases. Capricorn, a sign of structure, control, and institutional weight, prepares the stage for the full moon in Aquarius on August 9th, often associated with unexpected public reactions and market reversals. This period is marked by a bearish tilt and rising fear, triggered in part by Mars entering Libra on August 6th and staying there until September 22nd. For Bitcoin, this puts Mars in the third house, increasing sensitivity to news, regulatory developments, and high-volume swings. Expect choppy trading, increased volatility, and a fast-reacting market. For XRP, Mars enters the second house, spotlighting its value proposition. There could be bullish sparks from financial partnerships or legal headlines, but risk of sell pressure remains high. Altcoins, especially smaller and speculative tokens, are particularly vulnerable to shakeouts during this time. Meme coins and hype-based assets may experience steeper losses, while utility-driven tokens could show relative resilience if backed by strong fundamentals. On August 7, Sun square Lilith adds intensity to the market narrative. This can bring out hidden power plays, fear-based reactions, or social division, affecting investor confidence. Meanwhile, Mercury sesquisquare to the nodes may indicate faded or karmic news cycles, potentially involving compliance, regulation, or influential messaging that shifts sentiment rapidly. Strategy-wise, this is a period to lock in profits, avoid chasing rallies, and prepare for sharp reversals. Don't trust the first breakout you see. Mars is forming a tangled web with both Uranus and Saturn in the coming days, which means initial moves could be misleading. Precious metals like gold and silver could enjoy brief safe haven inflows, especially if equities and crypto falter. The US dollar index, DXY, may rise slightly, reflecting short-term defensive positioning from institutional capital. In summary, this is a phase where emotions run high, narratives shift fast, and volatility reigns. Stick to your risk management rules, expect sharp turns, and wait for clarity before making major moves. The full moon in Aquarius will soon bring even greater fireworks, so this is the calm before the storm. Moon in Aquarius, August 9, 10, full moon at 16 degrees Aquarius, August 9 market sentiment, drifting uncertainty, score, 510. The full moon in Aquarius on August 9, 2025, occurs amidst a high-stakes tangle of aspects involving Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, suggesting a turning point in both market sentiment and institutional positioning. The full moon at 16 degrees 59 minutes Aquarius, illuminating themes of collective power, tech innovation, and social systems, opposes the Leo Sun, which forms sesquisquares, trioctals, to the Saturn-Neptune retrograde conjunction in Aries. This Sun-Saturn-Neptune tension reveals cracks in leadership, vision, and regulation, indicating that idealistic narratives may be unraveling under the weight of delayed reforms or public distrust. Meanwhile, Mars in early Libra, symbolizing strategic, calculated action, is trine Uranus in Gemini, boosting potential for disruptive yet elegant solutions, particularly in the realms of AI, digital finance, and DeFi platforms. However, Mars also forms oppositions to both retrograde Saturn and Neptune, suggesting intense frustration between innovation and regulatory inertia, or between market desires and unclear institutional policies. This setup warns of false signals, passive-aggressive maneuvers, and misleading optimism, especially from larger players or regulatory bodies. The crypto markets, particularly Bitcoin, XRP, and innovation-driven altcoins, may see short-term volatility, unexpected reversals, or manipulated sentiment swings. Traders should remain cautious and alert, as apparent breakouts may hide structural weaknesses, and emotional decisions could lead to losses. Overall, this is a strategic pressure cooker, demanding calm observation rather than hasty action. In Bitcoin's natal chart, this lunation lights up the 7th house, linked to partnerships, regulation, and institutional forces. This full moon creates a tug-of-war between self-expression of Leo and group pressures, Aquarius. Expect volatility through sudden sell-offs or enthusiastic FOMO, especially around institutional decisions, large investor moves, or regulatory narratives. Whales or major players might trigger reactionary market waves. There may be spikes in buying or selling, depending on media coverage, institutional responses, or tech developments. Wait for clarity, as direction remains unclear. XRP might feel tension around its financial utility, especially with Saturn and Neptune in play. Expect uncertainty or confusing updates. Altcoins, particularly speculative or meme-based tokens, remain vulnerable to emotional swings and shifting sentiment. Coins tied to AI, social utility, or decentralized governance may see temporary inflows, but the trend is shaky. Precious metals, gold and silver neutral to flat movement. With Neptune and Saturn's influence, metals may lack direction. Not much demand for safe haven assets, yet. Dollar index, DXY moves sideways to slightly higher, reflecting global market hesitation rather than major conviction. This is not an ideal time for aggressive moves. Watch for false breakouts, whale-driven rallies, or sudden sell-offs. Moon in Pisces, August 10th, 12. Mercury stations direct, August 11th. Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, August 12th. The Moon in Pisces casts a soft, emotional tone over the crypto markets, coinciding with several pivotal transits. With Mercury stationing direct on August 11th in Leo, Bitcoin's first house and XRP's 12th, we begin to shift from confusion to clarity. For Bitcoin, this helps re-establish confidence and momentum, particularly in narrative-driven retail sentiment. For XRP, the 12th house influence still suggests hidden developments or behind-the-scenes moves, possibly related to regulations or institutional shifts. The Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer, Bitcoin's 12th house, XRP's 11th, is emotionally expansive but potentially over-romanticized. For BTC, it may spark short-lived optimism fueled by subconscious collective sentiment, while for XRP, it could bring sudden community support or bullish speculative interest, especially in social-driven or regulated environments. Altcoins may experience a temporary bounce, especially those linked to NFTs, DeFi, or community platforms, but this is likely to be brief due to ongoing Neptune and Pluto retrogrades that continue to blur the bigger picture. The Mars trine Pluto on August 10th empowers calculated moves by larger players. Watch for smart money rebalancing portfolios or setting traps. Finally, Saturn sextile Uranus on August 12th supports institutional adoption and technological advancement, making this a favorable time for infrastructure tokens or long-term DeFi projects. Overall, the market sentiment score is 5-10, neutral but leaning confused. Avoid FOMO and false breakouts. Precious metals remain steady to slightly bullish, while the DXY is flat to mildly bullish as risk sentiment remains uncertain. Moon in Aries, August 12th, 14. The waning gibbous moon in Aries energizes the crypto markets with a bold and impulsive tone. Aries, ruled by Mars, drives short-term aggressive sentiment, encouraging momentum-based trades. This is further intensified by Mars in Libra, which adds friction and strategic tension, pushing traders to act quickly while weighing the risks. Bitcoin, BTC, is likely to experience a short-term bullish spike, especially around support zones, with quality altcoins like Ethereum, Solana, or infrastructure tokens also benefiting from fast-moving speculative flows. The strategy here is to buy dips with tight stop losses, ride quick rallies, and exit before volatility peaks. XRP, with its 12th house Mercury still stabilizing after retrograde, may lag slightly behind but could catch up if broader market sentiment holds. The Venus trine Lilith on August 13th suggests unexpected emotional triggers or social sentiment waves. These can spark mini surges, particularly in meme coins or community-driven altcoins. Mercury trioctal the node may bring miscommunication or divergence from the mainstream narrative, signaling potential fake-outs or misleading headlines. Meanwhile, the dollar index, DXY, is expected to weaken slightly, supporting the crypto uptrend, while gold and silver may pull back modestly, but traders should watch for reversal signals or even a short squeeze in metals. Overall, this is a short-term bullish window with a market sentiment score of 7-10, ideal for active momentum strategies, but not without emotional volatility. Moon in Taurus, August 14th, 16. Last quarter moon, August 16th from August 14th to 16th, 2025, the moon transits Taurus, culminating in the last quarter moon on August 16th. Taurus is an earth sign that values security, patience, and material assets, which typically stabilizes market sentiment. This lunar phase, associated with reflection and consolidation, encourages traders to reevaluate risk and rebalance portfolios. Bitcoin often performs well under Taurus moons, and during this time, we may see renewed accumulation or support-building behavior, especially as speculative energy from the earlier Aries moon fades. The Mercury-Mars sextile, August 15th, adds a layer of strategic precision and favors clear, confident decision-making, particularly in short-term trades and communication. Traders may shift focus from emotional reactions to more rational entries, especially benefiting coins with strong fundamentals or utility, or Layer 2 protocols. XRP, with its 12th house activity now easing, could attract quiet, smart money accumulation. The last quarter moon in Taurus, August 16th, suggests profit-taking and portfolio adjustment rather than full-blown risk-off behavior. This phase supports longer-term positioning for BTC and select altcoins, and it's a good time to scale into dips if technical support levels hold. In traditional markets, gold and silver may consolidate near support, mirroring Bitcoin's behavior. The DXY dollar index is likely to stabilize, creating a neutral to slightly bullish backdrop for crypto. Market sentiment score 5, 6, 10, transitioning from excess to grounded reevaluation. Overall tone, short-term bullish, medium-term constructive. Moon in Gemini, August 16th, 18. The moon in Gemini stimulates the crypto markets with a wave of increased trading activity, fast-paced speculation, and news-driven volatility. Gemini energy is quick, curious, and mentally agile, which often results in sudden price movements, rumor-based reactions, and elevated volume, especially in high-beta altcoins and meme tokens. While not a traditionally stable moon phase, it does favor short-term bullish momentum, especially for traders who thrive in active, headline-sensitive markets. The Venus node trine on August 16th adds a subtle layer of karmic alignment and social support, which can boost coins tied to community networks or DeFi projects. Meanwhile, the Mercury-Mars sextile, August 18th, sharpens mental clarity and aids fast decision-making, giving an edge to those executing quick trades or reacting to emerging narratives. The Saturn-Lilith sesquisquare, August 17th, while more subtle, may bring hidden structural concerns to the surface, perhaps around regulations, platform risks, or suppressed truths in the market. This aspect adds a layer of caution or shadow volatility, especially around projects with shaky foundations or unresolved legal issues. Bitcoin and Ethereum may fluctuate in reaction to macro chatter, but the bias remains moderately bullish. XRP could benefit from increased social engagement or transactional buzz, and Web3, AI, and communication-related altcoins may attract speculative interest. In traditional markets, gold and silver may hold steady, with little directional momentum. The DXY dollar index shows neutral behavior, but remains sensitive to macro headlines or policy commentary. Market sentiment score 7-10, cautiously bullish. Moon in Cancer, August 18th, 20. The moon's transit through Cancer signals a risk-off shift in market sentiment. Cancer is a sign associated with emotional caution, safety, and capital preservation, often prompting traders and investors to retreat from riskier assets and seek refuge in perceived safe havens. This is typically a period where Bitcoin, BTC, and larger-cap cryptos hold relative support near short-term lows, while altcoins, especially speculative or low-volume tokens, face continued capital outflows. The Sun trine Chiron on August 19th introduces an opportunity for healing or recalibration, both individually and systemically. For the crypto markets, this may manifest as a temporary floor or bounce near key support levels, particularly for assets that recently sold off or have strong fundamental backing, such as XRP or real-world utility tokens. However, the broader mood remains defensive, with sentiment driven more by emotional risk management than aggressive accumulation. In traditional markets, precious metals, particularly silver, may see renewed interest, driven by emotional or reactive buying patterns. Gold could benefit modestly from safe haven demand. Meanwhile, the DXY US dollar index is likely to strengthen slightly, reflecting a mild flight to safety or global capital rebalancing away from speculative plays. Market sentiment score, 410, risk-off defensive. Best strategy, scale back leverage, tighten stops, and prepare for emotional whipsaws. BTC may stabilize, but altcoins are vulnerable to liquidity drainage. Position for safety, not speed. Moon in Leo, August 20th, 23, plus Sun enters Virgo, August 22nd, equals mood swings between hype and reality. From August 20th to 23rd, 2025, the Moon in Leo brings a wave of enthusiasm, speculation, and risk appetite, especially among retail crypto traders. Leo energy fuels confidence, ego-driven decision-making, and the desire for recognition, factors that often result in spikes in meme coins, NFTs, and altcoins with strong community narratives or influencer hype. However, the upcoming Sun's ingress into Virgo on August 22nd introduces a pivot from flamboyant risk-taking to a more disciplined and analytical tone, highlighting the tension between hype and grounded evaluation. This mixed period creates volatile optimism, where speculative trades may still perform, but only in short bursts. Bitcoin (BTC) could see modest speculative inflows, while XRP and utility-based tokens may benefit from community-led momentum. Altcoins with narrative strength, like AI, gaming, or Web3 infrastructure, are likely to outperform briefly. The Venus square Chiron aspect on August 23 hints at emotional vulnerability in markets, suggesting a pullback or soft correction after exuberance, especially for tokens that pumped without fundamental backing. Traders may shift quickly between greed and caution. Meanwhile, traditional markets may remain sideways to slightly unstable. Precious metals like gold and silver could stay range-bound, while the DXY US dollar index may show mild weakness as speculative capital temporarily re-enters risk assets. Market sentiment score, 610, volatile optimism. Strategy, favor short-term, momentum-based trades with clear exit plans. Avoid over-leverage ahead of Sun square Uranus, August 24th, which could trigger sharp reversals. Best plays, community-driven altcoins, Web3 and gaming tokens. Moon in Virgo, August 23rd to 25th. New Moon, August 23rd. From August 23rd to 25th, 2025, the Moon in Virgo, culminating in a powerful new moon on August 23rd, marks a critical reset phase for the crypto markets. Virgo's energy emphasizes refinement, utility, and long-term value. This lunation favors projects with real-world applications and solid fundamentals, making it an ideal period for smart money to begin re-entering the market in a selective and strategic way. The overall market sentiment score is 810, signaling a bullish shift driven by pragmatic decision-making and value-based investing. For Bitcoin, the new moon activates its second house of value, reinforcing its reputation as a store of wealth and digital gold. If fundamental metrics remain stable, this alignment favors gradual bullish accumulation. It's a constructive time for long-term investors to begin scaling into core positions with a disciplined outlook. XRP benefits from this lunation as the Sun and Moon move into its first house, enhancing visibility, identity, and public sentiment. If any favorable developments or announcements surface, especially regulatory or legal news, XRP could experience a strong bullish reaction. This is a favorable window for renewed momentum and market attention. Altcoins with strong infrastructure, compliance-friendly models, or integration with AI and real-world applications are best positioned to benefit. Virgo supports accuracy and efficiency, so speculative or meme-based tokens lacking substance may be ignored or sold off by serious investors. This is a time to favor quality over hype. However, August 24 presents a cautionary note. The Sun squares Uranus, while also forming quincunx aspects with Neptune and Pluto. These transits can spark sudden volatility, including flash crashes, emotionally reactive trading, or confusing news events such as regulatory rumors or misinformation campaigns. While disruptive in the short term, these movements may offer buy-the-dip opportunities for fundamentally strong assets. Asset-by-asset outlook during the Virgo new moon, BTC, long-term bullish setup reactivated, ideal for adding to core holdings. XRP, bullish momentum possible, monitor closely for news or sentiment shifts. Altcoins, favor utility-driven, infrastructure, or compliant projects. Avoid meme coins. Gold silver, neutral to slightly bullish, may show trend stability. Dollar index, DXY temporary weakness likely as capital flows back into risk assets. This Virgo new moon favors strategic, non-emotional trading. Investors who stay grounded and focused on substance over noise will likely be rewarded as the market recalibrates for the next potential upswing. Moon in Libra, August 25, 28. Venus enters Leo, August 25, enhances emotional trading and market drama. Mixed signals with sudden reversals possible. Market sentiment score, 5-10, high emotion, low clarity. During the moon in Libra from August 25 to 28, 2025, emotional trading may surge as Venus enters Leo on the same day, amplifying social media buzz and dramatic sentiment in the crypto space. This combination fosters an atmosphere of high emotion and low clarity, making the market vulnerable to hype cycles, rumors, and sudden reversals. Meme coins, NFTs, and entertainment-related altcoins could see short-lived rallies, especially with Venus forming harmonious aspects with Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune on August 26. These aspects suggest brief opportunities for speculative gains, particularly in assets with strong community backing or cultural appeal. However, caution is advised as emotional reactions can distort rational market behavior. The Venus-Pluto opposition on August 27 could trigger hidden power plays, profit-taking from whales, or manipulative market actions, resulting in sharp price swings. Venus stays in Leo until September 19. During this period, Bitcoin, with Venus in its first house, benefits from enhanced branding, influencer buzz, and possible retail-driven rallies. The market atmosphere becomes more optimistic and bullish. For XRP, Venus in the 12th house suggests behind-the-scenes accumulation or stealth partnerships. Price action may appear muted, but smart money could be positioning early. Altcoins related to entertainment, NFTs, and the metaverse are likely to shine under this expressive Leo energy, while more technical sectors may take a back seat. Meanwhile, DXY may weaken as investor appetite for risk increases, and gold and silver could stay neutral or dip slightly as capital flows into digital assets. Moon in Scorpio, August 28, 30, deep psychological undercurrents and possible manipulative moves by whales and institutions. Market sentiment score, 3-10, fear-based reactions likely. From August 28 to 30, 2025, the moon's transit through Scorpio brings a tense and emotionally charged atmosphere to the crypto markets. Scorpio energy is known for deep psychological undercurrents, secrecy, and power plays, which can manifest in financial markets as fear-based reactions, emotional panic, and manipulative moves, particularly by institutions and large holders, whales. This makes the environment especially volatile, with a strong risk of sharp sell-offs or liquidity traps. The overall market sentiment is bearish, with a sentiment score of just 310. Bitcoin, BTC, becomes particularly vulnerable during this phase, as traders may react emotionally to minor news events or price movements. Panic selling and sudden reversals could be triggered by even small drops in price, especially if liquidity is thin. XRP and altcoins are also under pressure, with many potentially falling into bear traps or false bound setups. Traders are advised to avoid overleveraging and resist buying the dip too early. This is a time to watch and protect capital rather than chase gains. Precious metals like gold and silver could benefit from safe haven demand, potentially spiking as fear escalates. The dollar index, DXY, may also experience a short-term lift as capital temporarily flows out of riskier assets like crypto and into more traditionally stable currencies. Interestingly, on August 29, Uranus forms a sextile with Neptune, an aspect that subtly supports long-term innovation and spiritualized technology. While not immediately bullish, this offers a glimpse of what's to come, particularly for infrastructure altcoins focused on Web3, decentralized privacy, or cross-chain solutions. These themes may quietly gain traction beneath the fear-driven surface of the market. Moon in Sagittarius, August 30th, 31. First quarter moon, August 31st, big ideas return, enthusiasm for innovation picks up. Market sentiment score, 8-10, optimistic risk on window. As August draws to a close, the moon's entry into Sagittarius on August 30th, followed by the first quarter moon on August 31st, brings a noticeable shift in market sentiment toward optimism and forward-looking risk appetite. Sagittarius, a fire sign associated with big ideas, exploration, and expansion, stirs enthusiasm for innovation, especially within the crypto and blockchain space. With a market sentiment score of 8-10, this is one of the more bullish phases in the latter half of the month. Bitcoin is well positioned for a potential breakout, supported by renewed investor confidence and momentum-driven buying. This is an encouraging window for entering or re-entering solid crypto positions, particularly those aligned with technological growth narratives. XRP and altcoins tied to AI, Web3, and metaverse themes may benefit the most, as traders and investors shift focus toward long-term potential and digital infrastructure projects. The Mercury trine to Chiron on August 31st also lends a healing tone to communications and market narratives. It may help repair investor sentiment after recent dips, and encourage more coherent or visionary messaging from influential figures in the crypto space, such as developers, analysts, or founders. Meanwhile, as capital flows back into risk assets, precious metals like gold and silver may experience a temporary cooling off, with some money rotating out of safe haven plays. The dollar index, DXY, is also expected to weaken slightly, reflecting a short-term risk on the environment across global markets. While the first quarter moon often comes with exaggerated optimism, it can offer strong short-term upside for those who move strategically. Limiting exposure to weaker altcoins while focusing on quality projects can help traders ride the wave while managing risk. This concludes our crypto and financial market astrology forecast. If you liked this video, please subscribe to support this channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.